All right, you guys, we made it through the week. It's Friday, May 1st. April's over. We did the whole month of April, quarantine style. Super fun, right? Next up today is going to be smoke. Pay attention to your SugarWOD app, whether you're using a barbell, dumbbell, or kettlebell, or odd object, because it is different per item. So you've got basically, I think it's 6 rounds, 200-meter run, and then you got a descending rep scheme on the thrusters. They are supposed to be larger sets of the thrusters, and as you get more tired, they kind of just feel the same. So the goal in today's workout, move at the same pace the whole time. Pick a weight that allows you to go unbroken. That is the mission. You want to move non-stop. Your run can be treated as a recovery run. That's when you're coming off of like a big set of thrusters that you barely finished, let's say. You need to go into that run and kind of recover. All right, so use that run a little bit slower, focus on breathing, elongate that breath if you can, and then go back into it, okay? That's how I would treat this workout. That's the stimulus we're looking for, is smooth and steady. For the warm-up, we're gonna do 10 minutes for quality. You guys will do 5 Bulgarian split squats per side, really focusing on opening up the front side of your hips, so you're gonna tuck your pelvis underneath you the whole time. Make sure your range of motion is not exaggerated in any way. Then you got a 25-foot low hip bear crawl. Remember, in the low hip bear crawl, you're balancing a wine glass on your back, or so to speak, right? So you should be very level with the floor. Your knees are just a couple inches off, and they stay a couple inches off no matter where you're at in the movement. That should never change. That way your hip's not going up or down. Avoid the side to side as well, all right? Then you got 2 Turkish get-ups per side. Use whatever you want to weight it. You can be creative with it. There's lots of fun YouTube videos of people doing Turkish get-ups with crazy objects. I don't necessarily recommend it unless you're awesome at them, but you can do it with any object, a frying pan, whatever it might be, all right? After you guys done the warm-up, you got the build today. The build is gonna be an overhead press for anybody and everybody who has an object that they can overhead press. There needs to be 8 reps minimum at whatever weight you're doing it at. So if you have a barbell but you have so much weight that you can't do more than 8 reps, then you probably shouldn't put that weight on there. That's kind of the mission. But you're gonna do 4 sets of as many reps as possible. If you go too light, you'll be there all day, so try not to go too light with it. The other option that you guys have is to just do push-ups. So if you don't have any equipment, you can't do anything overhead necessarily, either do pike push-ups or regular push-ups, but again, minimum of 8 reps. So whatever scale you're using, you go all out on those push-ups or whatever it is. If you are using a dumbbell or kettlebell and just a single arm version of it, that's okay. Just do single arm all the way through on one side, then single arm all the way through on the other side. But remember to make it match on both sides so that you're not creating more of an imbalance. All right? 8 out of 10 RPE on this, which means I don't want you to go full-blown max effort and not be able to lift a single thing overhead the rest of the day. I want you guys to have a couple reps in the tank, but it's close, right? It should feel very, very tough still. All right? Then go ahead and do smoke. We already talked about it. Then finish with the cool down today. There's going to be 2 minutes of 1 minute, 2 rounds of 1 minute in the saddle eagle, where you're sitting on your heels with your knees fully flexed. That should kind of get a little bit of a stretch going in the quads, as well as like try to open up the knee joint itself. And then you guys will hold your arms in that eagle position, which will kind of stretch some of those muscles in the back after doing a bunch of overhead. That should feel really nice. Then you guys got 5 eccentric hamstrings. This is done on a hard surface with your socks on, or on a carpeted surface with like couch slider or something like that. But basically the mission here is to take your hamstring from not really feeling stretched or engaged, drive your heel through the floor and kind of back towards you as you extend down almost into a split position. Okay, watch the video closely if you're confused about it, but it is a great movement for getting that hamstring to actually increase its ability to lengthen, so to speak. So I'm not going to say it increases the length of your hamstring, because that's not really possible. You're built the same regardless, but it should open up that hamstring towards that full range of motion that it should be capable of, which is great for your back, relieving stress on your back. It's great for any posterior chain workout that we do, and it's great for bringing about balance to your probably quad dominant self. All right? If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments or send me a message, whatever. that's going to conclude your week this week.